a look about the current status of monsoon, that is on 31st August 2023. The top diagram shows the all India rainfall. You can see the red line, that is the average rainfall. And you have got these bars in the blue color, that is the daily basis rainfall. Pointers. So what you find that during the month of August, and most of the days, rainfall was less than the normal. Only in the beginning, of 1st to 3rd August, and in between, around say 23rd to 25th August, there was normal rainfall activity. Otherwise, most of the days we have the deficient rainfall activity. And at present also, if you just look at it, is the deficient rainfall activity for the country as a whole. Now, if I consider the diagram below, that is the rainfall deviation from the normal, is called a standardized rainfall anomaly over the monsoon core region. That is almost central India, you can say. You can also find that in the month of August, these are all the red bars downward. These are all the days when rainfall was significantly deficient. So what I want to say that in the month of August, there has been weak monsoon conditions on many days. And there has been a typical break monsoon period, starting with, you can say, from 6th of August and extended up to 16th of August. That is the first spell. Then there was another 2 days that you cannot say that it's a spell, but afterwards again, it started around 26th of August, and that spell is continuing when rainfall is significantly lower than the expected. On the right hand side, that is the meteorological subdivision basis rainfall distribution. The blue color indicates the excess rainfall area, green color indicates the normal rainfall area, and red color indicates the deficient rainfall area. So to find that for the country as a whole, from 1st June to 31st August, the rainfall has been about 10% below the long period average as of today. And about 12 meteorological subdivisions out of 36 meteorological subdivisions have received a deficient rainfall. So in terms of seasonal rainfall, the spatial distribution has been to a large extent good, except the eastern India and some parts of the interior peninsula, especially Madhya Maharashtra, Marathwada, South Inter Karnataka, and Rayalaseema, and Kerala, where it has become the deficient. On the eastern side, it is the East UP, Jharkhand, Bihar, against West Bengal, and Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh, of course, just deficient. It is not such an alarming position, but East UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, and against West Bengal is deficient, along with Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura. The good news is that in the month of August, this eastern, like East UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, against West Bengal, they have got relatively good rainfall activity compared to June and July. As a result, earlier deficiency of almost 50% has been reduced to about 25%. Now let us look at the month-wise progress, sub-region-wise progress, or homogeneous region-wise progress. Let's look at the June month. It was for the country as a whole 9% below normal. In the month of July, it became 13% above normal. In the month of August, it has become 36% below normal. And considering the season as a whole, is 10% below normal. Now, if I consider the different homogeneous region, as you can find out, for the season as a whole, the east and northeast India is minus 17%, and South Peninsula is also minus 17%. Central India is minus 10%, and Northwest India is 3%. In the month of August, if I consider, then Along with the country as a whole, which was 36% below normal, Northeast India was also 37% below normal. And you have South Peninsula, which is 60% below normal. Central India, it was 47% below normal. Only East and Northeast India, it was 2% above normal. That means month of August has been significantly below the expected rainfall activity in Northwest India, Central India, and South India. Only East and Northeast India got the good rainfall activity. On the right hand side, this is the diagram, district level warning, district level rainfall. You can see that the red colors are the deficient districts, and green and blue colors are normal and excess rainfall districts. Okay, now let us look at the variation of rainfall from the beginning of June till 31st August. What you find that along with India as a whole, the rainfall activity during the month of August has been less than normal for South Peninsular India entirely during the month. For Central India, except the few spells that is in the beginning of the month, another spell in the third week of the month, it has been deficient otherwise. Then East and Northeast India, if you just look at on many days, it has got above normal rainfall activity in the month of August. On the right hand side is the diagram showing the distribution of rainfall in the month of August, subdivision wise. But you say that rainfall distribution has been almost bipolar in nature. To the subdivisions to the east of 80° have got normal to excess rainfall activity mainly, and the west of 80° you have got the deficient rainfall activity. So therefore, you will find that all the subdivisions along the foothills of the Himalayas, East and Northeast India has got normal or excess rainfall activity. Tamil Nadu and Puducherry also have the normal rainfall activity, which is also expected in a particular month when you have got the break monsoon conditions for quite a number of days. You
have to change the pointer, sir, please. कुलदीप जो कर्सर यूज कर उसको चेंज करना.
Okay, I think it's fine now. Okay. So now if you just look at the week-wise progress of monsoon, so you will find that there are two types of information available here. One is the blue color information, that is percentage departure from normal week by week. And then is violet color, that is the cumulative percentage departure week by week till yesterday. So what you find that week by week progress, if I just look at, it was quite good in the month of July, or you can say 2nd August, it was quite good. After that, it started to become the deficient. But cumulative percentage, cumulative, we just look at, it is continuously during the month of August has become -6, then -7, then -9. It's going on increasing. It was 0 up to the 9th August. After that, it started becoming -6, -7, and -9. So cumulative departure. Now, if you just look at the severe weather phenomenon which occurred in the month of August, this is the figure showing the number of the days of occurrence of heavy rainfall on the left hand side. So the different colors here indicates that red one is the extremely heavy rainfall, blue one is the very heavy rainfall, and green one is the heavy rainfall activity. But you find that most of the heavy rainfall activity in the month of August has been confined to the eastern central India and foothills of the Himalayas and some parts of the northeastern states. At the same time also, we have some activity over the Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. West Coast typically was deprived of the heavy rainfall activity, barring a few occasions only. Similarly, the West Central India, including Gujarat, and Rajasthan, did not have, and Maharashtra did not have much heavy rainfall activity in this month. So as a result, if you just look at the hazard situation, you will find that flood or heavy rainfall occurred that occur over those areas where you can find out those blue and red colors, starting with Odisha, some parts of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand, and Assam and Meghalaya. As I know that at present Assam, we have the flood-like situations. In Bihar also we got some kind of flood situation because of this rain. But most disastrous situation which occurred in the month of August, that was over Himachal Pradesh, mainly followed by the Uttarakhand, in association with the interaction of the monsoonal flow and the western disturbance passing over the region. There are two spells, around 16 to 18, one spell, there another spell, 22nd, 23rd of the August. So both these spells actually created havoc, leading to large-scale landslides, mudslides, mudslips, and hence the damage to houses and structures. If you just look at the number of events compared to various previous years, what you find that this year in 2023, we had 66 cases of extremely heavy rainfall activity. Compared to 2022, it is 62. 2021 is 28. 2020 it is 165. 2019 it is 282. And 2018 it was 96. So total number of, say for example, very heavy rainfall, if you just look at, it has been less this year. So activity in terms of the extremely heavy rainfall has not been so high. It has been 66 only. Again, we have to consider that number of stations have also increased. It is not an absolute value. So in that terms, the number of days has been less compared to certain years like 2018 and others. Now let us look at the rainfall variation from year to year. So if you just look at all India, and the top one is the all India. So what you find that this year it has been amount of rainfall 161.7 millimeter, and it is the lowest since 1901. If I compare with previous years, it was 2005 when it was 191.2. So 2023 is the lowest after 2005. And if I compare long term, it is the lowest since 1901. Similar case in the recent time was 2021, when also amount was less. Now, if I just look at the central India, which has been affected also 2023, it was also lowest since 1901. Considering South Peninsula, that is the last figure at the bottom, so you will find that it was also the lowest. It is 73.5 mm since 1901. So I want to say that the August rainfall in 2023 is one of the worst cases as for the recorded history of India. Now let us look at what happened during the month vis-a-vis the major weather systems. If we just look at a low pressure area formed over northwest Bay of Bengal during that period, 28 July and 29. After that, if you remember, there was a deep depression which moved across Odisha towards Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and northeast Madhya Pradesh. So in that association, in the beginning of the month, you have good rainfall activity. Up to 4th August, we could get good rainfall activity. After that, the monsoon trough shifted northwards towards the foothills of the Himalayas most of the days, and there was decreased rainfall activity. But another low pressure area formed around 18th August, and it moved from Odisha to northwest Madhya Pradesh. that changed for the time being, and rainfall activity increased temporarily. And for about a week after that, since 26 August, the rainfall has decreased and it is further decreasing. And till today, it is continuously decreasing as compared to the normal. Now, if we summarize the various semi-permanent systems of the monsoon circulation, now the regional features in August, what happened actually, why it so in the month of August 2023, it was one of the lowest rainfall month. The first and foremost feature which comes to our mind, that is the monsoon trough. Monsoon trough usually passes from Ganganagar, Allahabad, then Calcutta, then it goes towards North Bay of Bengal, then Myanmar. During this month of August, it was highly unfavorable, whereas most of the days monsoon trough lay to the north of its normal positions. Especially the western end, if you just look at western end of monsoon trough, lay on almost all days to the north of its normal position or close to the foothills of the Himalayas. And this location of monsoon trough and passage of the western disturbance led to that a large-scale devastation in Himachal Pradesh and then Uttarakhand on 2 occasions during this month. The week, but the eastern and monsoon trough fluctuated. Sometimes there was a secondary trough passing from Bay of Bengal. As a result, there were the low pressure system developing over that region, and also the east and northeast India was not so much affected during the month of August, unlike central India and northwest India and peninsular India. Now the break monsoon condition, yes, it's prevailed 5 to 16 and then 27 to 31 August. So therefore, total about 20 days we have got the break monsoon condition during the month of August this year. Low-level jet, that is the strong wind prevailing over the Arabian Sea, starting from Somalia coast towards the central Arabian Sea. It was weaker during the month of August as compared to the normal flow pattern. The cross-equatorial flow over the Arabian Sea was also weak. Heat low, which is another parameter of the monsoon conditions, which is located over Pakistan. We found that in the month of August, the heat low lay to the west of its normal position. That means heating zone was away from Indian region, moving towards west of. Usually, Jaqabad in Pakistan is the center of this heat low, and it shifted towards the west. Therefore, the gradient weakened, the temperature gradient weakened, and localized circulation could not be activated, which could have been ignited by this heat loop. Then Tibetan High, this is a high pressure cell located at about height of 12 kilometers over Tibet. What happened in the month of August, actually, this Tibetan High shifted its position and it was weaker compared to its strength normally. So therefore, Tibetan High was also not very much favorable to provide the upper level divergence, and hence the lower level convergence to the moist air over the Indian region, and hence it caused also the weak monsoon condition. The Median-Julian oscillation, this is an west to east propagating oscillation in the convective cloud mass, where it prevails over phase 2 and phase 3, which is equivalent to west and east equatorial Indian Ocean adjacent to Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. The convective activity increases over our region. So phase 2, 3, 4, 5 are favorable, and 6, 7, 8, 1 are unfavorable. And Median-Julian oscillations lay over the phase 8 or 1 on most of the days. And phase 8 and phase 1 corresponds to the Western Hemisphere. And that means the convective activity became more in the Western Hemisphere as compared to the Indian region. So Median-Julian oscillation, if it is not favorable, it also does not support the localized development of convective activity and hence the rainfall over the country. And also it does not support the development of the low pressure systems. Therefore, number of low pressure systems during this month was also less. It was only 2 against the frequency of 5 normally. And number of low pressure system days during the month of August was 9 only against normal of 16.3. Another point, what happened actually, basically 2/3 of the low pressure systems come from the Pacific Ocean, that is the South China Sea. Usually August is the month when the Northwest Pacific Ocean experiences the maximum number of tropical cyclones and depressions. And this year, this number has been less, number one. And number two is that the remnants which come towards India after passing through Vietnam and Thailand, etc., did not happen so much. And their remnants becoming less, almost nil remnant, you can say, over the Bay of Bengal from the South China Sea. Therefore, no local systems could be developed or could be augmented over this region. El Nino, as all of us know, that El Nino conditions prevailed over the Pacific Ocean, which is not good for monsoon condition. The Indian Ocean dipole, which was expected that it will become positive, it just became positive towards end of the month. It was neutral. It had just crossed the threshold and become positive now in the end of the month. So therefore, it could not be able to counter the adverse impact of El Nino conditions. Now let us look at what happened to the Mid-Julian oscillations. You can see on the left-hand side diagram how it was lying almost in phase 8 and phase 1, and it was not favorable for Indian Ocean region. On the right-hand side, this is the table showing the number of low pressure systems total and number of low pressure system days, what happened actually and during August as compared to the number. So you can find that the total number of low pressure system is 5.38, and this year we got 2 only. And if you just look at low pressure system days, it is 9 only this year as compared to 16.3. Now, the deep depression which is formed in the beginning, that is 31st July, it became the formation, and after that it continued till 3rd of August, and that gave a good rainfall activity. If you just remember, 29 July, the low pressure formed and depression became 1st August, deep depression again on the same day. It crossed Bangladesh coast, as you can see in the diagram on the left-hand side, and it moved across West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh in 1st to 3rd. It caused intense rainfall activity, and that was the only solution, or only, you can say, consolation in the beginning of the month, which gave good rainfall activity. But it caused also some kind of floods in certain localized buckets. So if you just look at large deficiency in the month of August, it is the highest. It is the just year-wise value. It is written here. So I will not discuss because already we have discussed this one. So what it indicates that August was the lowest rainfall month with deficiency of minus 36% as of today. And earlier in 2005, it was 25% deficient, and in 65, it was 24.6% deficient. So it has been 10% more deficient compared to the previous record of 2005. But you may ask me whether it is absolutely compared to different other months, it was the highest value. No. In 2002, July was minus 55%. So therefore, if I compare 2002 and 2023 deficiency in the month of 2 monsoon months, that is July and August, if I compare, it is better than 2002. And July was quite a good monsoon year. As a result, what happened actually, being the main sowing month or transplantation month, July having good rainfall activity, the total sown area in the country has been higher this year compared to last year. Now let us look at the below normal rainfall activity in August and the break days. As I was telling a little earlier, total number of break days, if we just look at, it has become 20 in 2023. And this large number of break days actually was responsible for this about 35% deficiency in rainfall activity in the month of August. Now let us look at what is the trend actually, whether break days are increasing or the active days are decreasing or increasing. So here, this is a diagram showing the number of break days and number of active monsoon days in the country, as you can find out from 1975 till 2023. And in 76 to till 2023. So what you find actually, there is a slight increasing trend in the number of break days. And if you just look at the active, you can find that there is slight, but it is not so much significant. If I compare active number of days, I will say there is no significant increase or decrease in the active days, and break days shows slightly decreasing, a slightly increasing trend, but that may not be significant biostatistical test. Now let us compare what was the forecast for August and what happened actually. If we just look at on the right-hand side diagram here, that was the forecast. As per the forecast, we expected that normal to above normal rainfall activity is likely over the Gangetic Plains, northeastern states, some parts, eastern India, and east central India, starting with East MP, Chhattisgarh, northern parts of Odisha. Now, if I compare what has happened actually, you will find that it is almost resembling the forecast map. It has very well predicted the normal to above normal rainfall activity along the foothills and the university plains, northeastern states, northern parts of east central India like North Odisha and here East MP and some parts of Chhattisgarh. But only that in west coast, certain areas of Konkan and coastal Karnataka, it was predicting also normal to above normal rainfall activity, but that did not happen. Otherwise, the below normal rainfall activity predicted for most parts of peninsular India, west central India has been reasonably correct. Now, this is the observed temperature during the month of August. You can find that maximum temperature anomaly, it is quite high over the South India. If you just remember, rainfall has been significantly deficient over South India. According to the maximum temperature was quite higher than normal. It deviated quite high from the normal conditions over South India. Similarly, if I just look at the minimum temperature, also you will find that yes, it is higher in many parts of the country. So mean temperature, especially what I want to bring to your attention, that South India has been affected by the higher temperature of maximum, minimum, and also the mean temperature of the day. Now let us look at the El Nino and Southern Oscillation conditions. At present, Nino 3.4, the last week, if you just look at it, is 1.5 degrees Celsius. But if I compare the entire month and the season, 3 months average, it is still the weak El Nino conditions. Now, what it indicates that rapidly this temperature is increasing over the Nino 3.4 region, and we expect that it will become stronger and stronger. Now, at present, weak to moderate condition is prevailing over the Pacific Ocean. Now, this is the equatorial SSTs over the Pacific Oceans. Now, let us look at Indian Ocean dipole. So, what you find here, the Indian Ocean dipole has become positive. Okay, so gradually it is becoming positive. So latest ensured IOD forecast, if I just look at, so all the models globally and the model used by the Minister of Earth Sciences indicate that ENSO condition will prevail till early part of the next year. There is 90% probability that it will be continuing and becoming stronger till early part of the next year. On the right hand side, these are the individual models indicating the same situation. And below, you will find that IOD September forecast. So what you find that most of the models are indicating that it will become positive Indian Ocean dipole. But in the month of August, only last week only, it has just crossed the threshold value of 0.4 plus 0.4. Now let us go to the forecast. If I look at the probabilistic forecast of rainfall for the month of September 2023, you find that just like we predicted for the month of August, for the month of September also it is showing that there will be good rainfall activity over the eastern part, that is east of 80 degree, you can say, especially the Gangetic Plains, and here northeastern states, east central India, and eastern India, where you can expect the above normal to normal rainfall activity. So, but the western part, that is northwestern part of northwest India, then west central India, and the western part of the peninsular India is showing the yellow and orange color, which indicates that below normal probability is quite high there. The rainfall will be below normal. So, if I consider the country as a whole, we'll find that during September it is likely to be normal, and normal rainfall during September is defined as 91% to 109%, 91 to 109%. That means plus minus 9% of the long period average. The long period average rainfall over the country during the month of September, based on the data of 1970 and 2020, is 167.9 millimeters. Of course, the white shaded areas that does not show any signal from the model. So you can expect that it should be the climatological behavior in those regions. Now let us look at the extended range forecast. That is mean rainfall anomaly. Mean rainfall and anomaly. This forecast is issued for next 4 weeks. If you just, of course, accuracy is quite good up to 2 weeks. But the forecast indicates that in the month of September we'll have the good rainfall activity. And if I look at week-wise, the first week, that is 1st September to 7th September, you will find that it is showing that South India and adjoining Central India will have good rainfall activity. The second week also the same. It is but area is increasing with normal to above normal rainfall activity. The third week also indicating the good rainfall activity except some parts of the South India. And fourth week also normal to above normal activity except some parts of South India. And left-hand side is the actual rainfall activity. And another feature what you can find that rainfall is extending from Bay of Bengal towards Maharashtra and adjoining areas. So that is an indication that one after the other low pressure systems will develop over the Bay of Bengal and they will move across the central India. Now, if I look at the other, we have got two extended range forecast model. One is being run here in IMD, another being run in the National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting. So this model is also similar to what I just showed you earlier, extended range forecast model. This is also showing that there is good rainfall activity in the first week here, more or less over the south and central India. The second week it will extend up to northwest India, and third week also entire part of the country. Fourth week also good rainfall activity. We are not finding so yellow zones as it was being found for the month of August. That means there will be reversal. There will be a change in the trend of rainfall activity as compared to August. While August was highly deficient, in the month of September we can expect the normal rainfall activity. Now coming to the next 5 days forecast, you can find that as we say that the break monsoon situation which is prevailing now is going to end, and from 2nd September, the rainfall activity will start gradually over the eastern parts of the country and peninsular India, and gradually it will increase to other parts of the country. So you can expect the revival of monsoon from 2nd September gradually, and it will go on increasing to different parts of the country. Initially, the next 5 days up to say 4th September or 5th September, eastern India, east central India, peninsular India will have good rainfall activity. Now let us look at the temperature forecast. If you look at the maximum temperature forecast, it is showing the higher temperature than normal probability over major parts of the country except the peninsular India. But I just want to mention here that in the monsoon season, the performance of this temperature forecast by our models is not good. So therefore, you have to accept it with the low accuracy of this forecast. The rainfall forecast is quite good accuracy, but this temperature forecast in the monsoon season is having the low confidence. Now, I will make the summary. Summary that rainfall average of the country as a whole during September is likely to be normal, that is 91%, 109% LPA. Above normal rainfall is most likely over many areas of Northeast India, East India, foothills of the Himalayas, and some areas of East Central and South Peninsular India. Normal to below normal rainfall probability is most likely for most areas of the remaining parts of the country. El Nino conditions, yes, are prevailing over the equatorial Pacific region, and our models and other world models suggest that El Nino conditions would continue to intensify further and will continue till early part of next year. Indian Ocean dipole has become just positive and it will become positive. It will continue to remain positive as for the numerical models. So now you may ask that why this change? The expected changes in the month of September is that rainfall will increase as compared to August because of a few reasons. The first and foremost reason is that the number of low pressure systems are expected to develop. Second one is that maiden Julian oscillations are being predominant now over the Indian region, that is West Equatorial, East Equatorial Indian Ocean, it will be moving towards phase 2, 3, 4, 5, which will favor the rainfall activity. And third one is that IOD has become just positive and it will continue to become positive. मैं अभी आप सभी को थोड़ा हिंदी में बताऊंगा। आज जो हम सितंबर महीने के लिए जो पूर्वानुमान जारी कर रहे हैं, इसके हिसाब से पूरी कंट्री को हम कंसिडर करें तो एवरेज रेनफॉल सामान्य रहने का पूर्वानुमान है। सामान्य का अर्थ ये होता है कि जो लॉन्ग पीरियड एवरेज होता है इसका 91% से 109% रेनफॉल होने का संभावना है। हम रेनफॉल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का प्रोबेबिलिटी के बारे में बोले तो एबोव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल में एक्सपेक्ट किया जाता है नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया का मैनी प्लेसेस में, एडजनिंग ईस्टर्न इंडिया में, फुटहिल्स ऑफ हिमालयस में यानी गैंजेटिक प्लेन्स में, और सम एरियाज ईस्ट सेंट्रल इंडिया और साउथ पेनिनसुलर इंडिया में। ये सभी एरिया में नॉर्मल से ज्यादा रेनफॉल हो सकता है। और आप वेस्टर्न पार्ट देखें, जैसे कि वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया, वेस्टर्न सेंट्रल इंडिया और वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ साउथ इंडिया, वहाँ ये पूर्वानुमान है कि बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल हो सकता है सितंबर महीना में। मगर कंट्री जब होल आप देखें तो रेनफॉल नॉर्मल हो सकता है। एलिनो की बात मैं करूं तो वीक एलिनो कंडीशंस जो अभी प्रिवेल कर रहा है वो धीरे धीरे स्ट्रॉन्गर होगा और ये एलिनो कंडीशंस 2024 के अर्ली पार्ट तक कंटिन्यू करेगा। और जो इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल है जो कि न्यूट्रल था अभी तक, अभी ये जस्ट थ्रेशोल्ड अतिक्रम कर चुके हैं और ये पॉजिटिव है अभी, और ये पॉजिटिव रहेगा रिमेनिंग पार्ट्स ऑफ द ईयर। और ये सभी हमारे जो मॉनसून मिशन क्लाइमेट फोरकास्ट सिस्टम के मॉडल है और जो इंटरनेशनल मॉडल है, ये सभी की गाइडेंस के ऊपर आधारित है। धन्यवाद। अभी हम क्वेश्चंस ले सकते हैं। किसको कोई पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हैं।
नमस्कार महापात्र जी, नमस्कार।
बोलिए प्रभु जी, एक वन बाय वन चलेंगे। बोलिए प्रभु जी।
Sir, whatever you have predicted, if September is to be normal and if we look at 91 to 109% rainfall definition as normal, so it means that suppose it is 91%, I am taking on the lower side, then the entire season June to September season will be around 90%. So are you going to revise the, because you have 3 months already seen the rainfall, are you going to revise the monsoon seasonal rainfall also because of this?
नहीं, हमारे जो मॉनसून सीजनल रेनफॉल था वो था 96% प्लस